Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. The book is placed in a small village called Umuofia. The biggest thing I think of when I look at the question how the setting affects the rest of the story, I think of how secluded this village is. It's very small. All the people believe in one thing. They all like to do the same thing. And when these white men or albinos come in at the end of the book, everyone starts freaking out and not knowing what to do because they've never been exposed to something like this. There's very few characters in this book, but I want to talk about three of them. So the main character is Okonkwo. It kind of takes his perspective the whole time. So he's a big, mighty leader of Umuofia, and he is he pushes his son really hard because he's afraid of failure because his dad was a big failure. So he's really strict on the son and beats him, and his son just causes his son just to have hatred for him and just not a good relationship. And his son's name is Noye, and Noye is just kind of not, I wouldn't say opposite from his dad, but he just doesn't like him at all. He wants to cook. He wants to hear stories from his mom. He doesn't really want to follow the traditions of his ancestors of wrestling and cooking yams, like most mighty people do. And so Okonkwo usually goes to his best friend, Obierika, to problems like whenever he needs to talk to him. And Obierika is basically Okonkwo's foil, which means complete opposites. Okonkwo is very aggressive and doesn't think very much. He just is very impulsive. And Obierika is very smart and takes time and he's really knowledgeable and actually tries to persuade Okonkwo from being exiled from Umuofia. Okonkwo was raised by a very poor and lazy father. Because of this, Okonkwo's greatest fear is failure. While celebrating a powerful man named Ezuda's funeral, men start shooting off guns and beating drums to show respect. Okonkwo is very clumsy with guns and accidentally shoots Ezuda's son, and for this he is forced to leave Umuofia for 7 years. When he returns, white missionaries have settled in the village. Okonkwo needs to kill the white men and run them out of the village to regain his reputation back. No one would fight with him, and for this he hangs himself. Okonkwo's greatest fear has now become his reality. The central theme of the book Things Fall Apart is to be yourself. The main character, Okonkwo, hides himself behind a strong and fearful man. The whole book, we are able to go inside Okonkwo and see the emotions he holds back. At the end of the book, when Okonkwo takes his own life, this is how the author shows his statement on the theme. The author wanted the readers to know that faking to be someone else is a waste of your life and time.
Now I'm entering one of the 9 villages. It's called Umuofia. We gotta be quiet. We're entering a very important ritual.
Welcome. I'm Okonkwo.
I'm his son, Noye. What do y'all
Welcome
want?
to our Obi.
What do y'all want?
We're here to interview them, ask them a couple questions. Hi guys, we're here to interview y'all. Can we ask y'all a couple questions?
Hello.
How's it going?
Yes, you may.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm interviewing
Okonkwo.
Alright. What are the most reward for in the 9 villages?
I am Okonkwo, the best wrestler in the villages. I threw the cat in the biggest wrestling match of this year.
As time went by, how did your feelings of the white man change?
At first, I thought they were albinos, perhaps spirits. Then, shortly after their arrival, the white men took my son Nwoye and made him a slave under their religion. I watched the savages take over my village and destroy my family.
I heard about your disappearance from your home village in Nofia. Why did you leave, and what was your position on the exile that was forced on you?
I was at Easy Difu's funeral and we were firing our guns for celebration. I unexpectedly shot my gun at one of Zadifu's sons and killed him. I understood the consequences of killing a clan member and took my exile without question.
I'm over here interviewing.
Noye, the son of Okonkwo.
How did your perspective of your father change after he killed Anafina?
Akimafuna was like a brother to me. He was adopted, but after a couple of years, the clan decided that it was time to go. Everyone warned my dad, about not being part of his death, but my dad killed him, Akimafuna, to show that he wasn't weak. I lost so much respect for my dad after this. I hate him.
What was growing up in Yumfuma like?
I was not like other sons of mighty men. I tried to follow the traditions of my village, but it just wasn't my nature. My dad wanted to tell me stories. I wanted to hear my mom's. He wanted me to wrestle. I just wanted to cook.
Why would you leave your dad to protect the white man culture?
After all these years, my dad scolded me for not being who he wanted me to be. I was astonished by the white man's religion, so I left my dad, but my mom came with me as well. I also got to get far away from my dad, which is something I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid.
Hi, I'm interviewing.
Obierka, Okonkwo's best friend.
What do you think you and Okinoe are much different?
Me and Okonkwo are very different. He reacts off impulse while I am a thinker. I usually work out things in my head before I make an action, while Okonkwo uses his fists instead. He also has a fear of weakness and failure, while I realize my failure.
What were your thoughts on Okinoe's exile?
I thought it was true. Even though the rule stands against him, I believe that no right man should be exiled for a pure mistake. Okonkwo has always been clumsy with guns. He actually accidentally shot his wife when he was younger.
What were your thoughts on the white man's arrival?
I was very curious about the man. To be honest, I was a bit interested in what they believed. I started to think what we believed in was a lie by our ancestors. I did not fall under them, but did not mind missionaries converting clan members.
Thank you.